Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Kim, aka Brick Artisan. In today's video, I'll be featuring a technique that I'm trying out in lieu of a full MILS plate system in my Lego City. And I've tried this with a few of my modular buildings. It's basically similar to what we've known to be the generic MILS plate system, wherein a base plate is placed with bricks on top of it and then laid with another layer of plate so that it can gain strength and rigidity compared to a normal base plate that we usually get from an official Lego modular building or from the Lego store itself. So for this one, it's easier for me to show, wherein here is a sample of the system that I am trying out, wherein instead of using bricks on top of the base plate, I'm using 2x2 or 1x2 or 1x1 plates, and then I'm placing a layer of 1x2 or any length actually of dark bluish gray on the side or the perimeter of the base plate. In doing so, I am recreating the system of the MILS plate without making it too tall on the height of the base plate, and I am using less pieces, or in some cases cheaper pieces, for example 1x1 plates here, compared to a brick for the sides and the support. In this case, what we're trying to achieve is something similar to the effect of the MILS plate without the adverse negative side effect of it, which is the expense. We all know that although MILS is a very nice system to use, it can become very expensive really fast, and it can be time consuming. So in my case, wherein I don't have access to a lot of Lego stores that can sell fairly cheap prices for the bricks and for the plates, I've opted to look into the pieces that I have as well as the ones that are easy to access, and I've considered this for what I will try to do for my Lego City. So now that you've seen the base plate with the plates on top, we just put a layer of plate. It can be like this one, which is just a big plate, or it can also be smaller plates just to fill up that whole layer and become the new base of the modular building. And then so on, you either have to build the building straight off from this base, or as you can see from my two sample buildings there, to remove them from their current base plate and then move them to the new system of base. Again, what I'm trying to achieve here is to lessen the cost of the elevation or the additional support that we're trying to give to the modular buildings. So what are we getting here? Actually, if you look at things here, when you buy 2x2 plates or 1x2 plates like these ones from a pub wall or a Lego store, you can actually fill a whole cup of these with more pieces compared to if you bought 2x2 bricks or 1x2 bricks to fill this cup. So essentially, you'll be reducing the expense by a third, because 3 plates of 2x2 is equivalent to 1 brick 2x2. So But just by that, you're already reducing the cost. Also, if you do this kind of system, the height of the modular buildings is not so far off from the normal new road plates that you don't really need to increase the height of the road plates anymore. Just as an example here, this is a normal base plate, and this is also a system that I'm trying out wherein you have just a normal base plate, or road plates rather, where, let me just remove this portion here. It's just the normal road plate here without any base on the bottom part. Then I've used green base plates at the back, mostly the ones that come with this on the set. And then I've added a layer of dark bluish gray tiles to extend the road plate by just one more stud, increasing it so enough that you'd be able to put in speed champions. It's still a tight fit, but it's much better compared to just having this width of the road plate, which is just 6. So you also have this extra layer of light bluish gray to separate the bike lane from the road plate. Now, this one is pretty simple and it's very easy to do. And the great thing about this again is that you don't have to place this on another base plate. So you're saving up more money just by having the normal base plate and just adding to the side. You don't even need to add here if you don't want to. You can just take it as a normal road plate. And what I'll be able to show here is that with this system on top of or just beside the normal road plate, you have a very small clearance here, and then if you put the tile works here, you'll have enough wherein the height of the pavement is just enough where it's higher than the road plate. Now, for a better look on the new system or a different system that I'm trying out, is here you can see the light bluish gray tile, which is just above the road plate by 1 1/3 plate. And you can see here from the slopes that come with the official sets or the official road plates, there is a very smooth transition. Now, you can't really do this properly with the current MILS system, because first off, you have to increase the height of this road plate, and it would end up a little bit higher, just like so. Just enough that you would have the tiles above the road plate. But with this one, it's almost as if it was made for that slope to be transitioning into the road plate smoothly. Another way to try this out is for us to remove this again. And you'll be able to see clearly that the slopes are directly, smoothly connecting with the road plate. Now, what this saves you is a few more pieces, wherein instead of having to use 2x2 tiles or 2x2 light gray tiles, you can use the slopes for adding more details into your modular building. Let's say if you want to rotate this again, you'll be able to see that I've used several of these slopes on just the corner garage, but we know that we can use it for other buildings as well. If you wanted to have a police station or a hospital that uses the same ramp, you can do so. And again, these benefits are in terms of saving up money, saving up parts that you could have used for something else. So again, we're not diminishing the effects of having a mill system wherein we're integrating the modular buildings with a new road plate, but we're making it so that it's more accessible and easier to build, because if we raise this up by a brick, then we also have to raise this one by 1 or 2 plates, and it just becomes a race of going on top, wherein if we use a plate and a tile here, it just adds up really well and balances out without having to use so many pieces. So you can keep the road plate as it is, no expenses on that side. You can use the slopes for ramps on the modular buildings to transition into the road plates. You use less pieces because you don't have to add more plates here. And you could also buy cheaper plates instead of bricks using the pab cups, wherein you can fill this with so many plates rather than bricks. So I am considering this as my way of putting and combining my modular buildings with the new road plates. And I still have to admit that it's still expensive and it can still require a lot of pieces. But as you can see from the sample and from what you've already seen with the current MILS system, I think this one might be cheaper, more affordable, more accessible, and in terms of the efficiency or the effect that you're trying to achieve, I think this one achieves the same thing. Also, you are not limited with the width that you have with the road plates. If you're using the current MILS system, you would either have to go 16 width or 32 in terms of the width, or you have to cut up the base plate just to be able to change it into a specific width that you want. But with this one, like I said here, just remove this without even having a second thought, and then you have a road plate right there. If you want a bike lane, add it up easily, and it saves space on your Lego city, wherein you can adjust the width to whichever you have in your area or in your room. And again, there's no disadvantage. So I'm trying to think of disadvantages of using this system, other than, of course, it being expensive in a way compared to just using the normal base plates. But other than that, compared to the current MILS system, I can't see the difference in terms of the effect that it's able to do in a Lego city. And if you're thinking about the rigidity or the strength, it still holds the same thing. You're just doing it in less height. So there you have it, guys, my interpretation of the MILS plate system, which I may end up fully implementing in my Lego city area. Now, I won't be doing this for the forest area or the sea area or the fun park area, but for the city area, I think I will be doing this mainly because I can see the benefits for it, and it goes to show that we don't necessarily have to use the most expensive style of improving our Lego city. We can work with the parts or the resources that we have and adjust it wherein we can still achieve a nice setup, but not necessarily break the bank. But anyway, guys, I'm still working on how to implement this fully. I'm still debating if I'll use dark bluish gray or light bluish gray, but again, it depends on the resources that I'm able to acquire for my Lego City. But I hope you learned something with this one. And if you have some feedback, whether it's good or bad, whether it's constructive criticism or some nice ideas on how to improve this further, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you do intend to make a similar setup, I do hope that you show and share the details with me and with other Lego fans in our community. And that's it. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Until next time, I hope you subscribe and watch out for more of my videos in the coming days. Until next time, bye!